Hello, welcome to the Learning Pro Live. My name's Cath Ellis and I'm doing Vlogmas. Does anyone know what Vlogmas is? Vlogmas is blogging every single day. A lot of creatives do it, and I've decided I am just going to share what I know. Today, going to be doing something that I've done many times before, talk a little bit where I go to get graphics and how to edit them for e-learning. So I thought maybe we'll make a little mock-up today, some kind of little Christmas game or something like that. If you're tuning in, and I know we have got people tuning in right now, let me know where you're tuning in from. Say g'day. Right, so let's, get in the festive spirit. December 1st. I want to put a little bit of nice music in the background. And we will start taking a look at where I go to find graphics. All right, let me just share my screen. Okay, so, oh, we've got someone tuning in from Hong Kong. Well, thank you very much for tuning in today. Let me know what you're interested in finding out. I'm basically gonna do a little bit of searching of Christmas images, and you can give me your feedback. Right, I'm thinking I'm just gonna build a little kind of Christmas game. So there's two places that I generally go to find Christmas graphics, and they are Freepik and they are also Envato Elements. They're both very, very strong in some ways. So for example, I've got Freepik opened here, and I'm just going to show you how I go about filtering everything. So, if I'm looking for icons, if I'm looking for something that I can edit, I'm generally not looking for a photo. So I'm looking for a vector. However, PSD files looks quite interesting as well. So let's see what comes up with that. All right, so this looks very interesting as well. We could potentially do something fun with this. So this would be using Photoshop to edit, whereas vectors I might use more Adobe Illustrator. Hello, lovely to have you here. I know I'm feeling very festive, I have to say. Here in Australia, it is just not normal that it is 30 degrees outside today. I kind of want the snow, and I was thinking I'm just going to make something very festive and do Vlogmas, Yep, no problem at all. You just give me your feedback. So this is quite interesting. We're gonna do a mock-up. We're gonna build some kind of Christmas themed e-learning GUI, graphical user interface. I mean, you could potentially use it for something like teaching staff members about Christmas party etiquette or something like that. So let's just see what we've got. I've literally done no prep for this, which is absolutely typical of me. So let's have a look. So this all looks very modern. I really like the whole 3D feel. And yeah, that's kind of cute as well. I like that. Let's have a look. All right, we could potentially do something with that. What else have we got? So another thing that I do generally is I'll filter via what is popular. So I'm really getting to see what other people are downloading. Now that's not always a good thing. But this is just something that I thought would be quite useful for you guys. Now what is this? This looks like a bit of a Grinch. Ah, it's a dinosaur or something. Okay, so let's have a look at vectors for a few minutes. So, for example, the graphics that I've done for this, I've just downloaded directly from Freepik, and I've made some adjustments. And I actually was looking for think I pulled it from this here. Thought it looked quite nice. All right, so I want to try and show you guys how I go about taking a template and how I rip it apart and how I animate it and how I can utilize little bits for kind of how I can repurpose things. So we've got Christmas. Let's look up Christmas game. Sometimes we can have a bit of fun with this stuff. And I'm going to be using Adobe Xd for this. I don't want something that looks too dated. Okay. All right. All right. So let's consider this. Let's say we want to look at Christmas backgrounds. Okay. I really like this kind of look and feel as well. All right. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to jump into Adobe Xd, and I'm going to make my artboard 960 by 600. So that's generally the size of the artboard that I do in that's the size of the artboard that I generally do when I'm building in Storyline. And what I do is I'm just going to keep this background as is, and I'm going to bring in the 960 by 600. So you can see basically what it looks like. So what I want to do is I'm going to have this 960 by 600, and then I'm going to have a nice background behind it. So we can just leave that be, and we're going to build in here. Now what you can do is when you build your modules, you can add a background image. So that's what we're going to do here. But this is our workable space. So let me just make it a little bit bigger. All right. Okay, so we're going to just jump back here. And I think what we're going to do, I'm really not finding anything that's grabbing me right now. Let's have a look at the graphic templates in Envato Elements. I might see something that's a little bit better in here. Again, I'm going to make sure that I'm putting on popular so I can see what other people are downloading right now. And I think what we're going to do for this scenario is pretend we're doing a module for, let's just jump back to XD. Where is it? There. Let's just put a little brief together. So, who is it for? This is going to be staff, their awareness, Christmas party awareness, like teaching staff, you know, what is not acceptable and acceptable at Christmas parties. We're going to have it go out to staff the month before. So we're going to go when during from the start of December. Okay, and we're going to, okay, who will do the Y there, and I'll put awareness. Okay. So it's going to go out on the LMS, and it's going to be SCORM. Okay. That's fine. Like I said, I didn't do any prep here, so just looking for some different ideas. Just seeing what's out there. I might have a look as well on for team. Now I want vectors, to see kind of groups of people and see how I can marry them together. So I'm basically looking for ideas, and I'm looking for styles that I think I can put together. I think FreePic actually has quite a lot of good team images, and I really don't want to do this because this is just really overly done right now. Okay. I am looking for vectors. It might be that we don't even want to put people into it. We just want to keep it a Christmas style. So if I do Christmas party, let's see what comes up. Okay, so there's something that I really like about this. So let's see if we can download this. So I'm going to call this, I'll just put it under Cath Ellis. What's nice with Envato Elements is you can actually license the project. So I'm just going to put this under projects, and I'm going to say this is staff party, and I'm going to share these assets as well with you guys to play around with. All right, so let's open the Adobe Illustrator file. Okay, so what else came in that file? Hopefully something about fonts. Fonts used. I really don't like Pacifico font. That's normally something that would turn me right off. Okay, so I'm going to put this. I try and be a bit organized and put things in put my fonts together, etc. So let's just open these up. You guys are very quiet. Have a chat with me. How has your day been? Oh, let me just fix this. Is this you, Tom? I'm trying to remember this is your handle. Oops. Found Envato to be fantastic, especially for web design elements, for WordPress, that and music for videos. It really is. I'm loving I'm loving Envato Elements at the moment. So where was that file that I just had open? Okay, so it's saying Pacifico, but in the file here, this font here, trash hands. Let's see if we can find it. Trash. Can normally find stuff. It is. How's the weather right there, Tom, at the moment? Okay, so that's good. This is a. Yeah, so this video is going to be uploaded onto YouTube. So if you have to zip away, that's all right. I'll forgive you this once. Jolt. I mean, sometimes with these templates, you know, things like this will happen, that fonts will just be missing from there. And, you know, it's a bit frustrating, but it's all right. You can find it. All right, so what we're going to do, and this is one of the things that I love about working in Adobe Illustrator, I can pretty much drag this into in Adobe Xd. So let me just grab some of these things. So Tom's saying it's warm at 8 degrees, but it was -2 yesterday. Ooh, my goodness, -2. Make this full screen so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and break this down a little bit. So I want to bring in the bottom, and I want to bring in the top, and I want to bring in these trees. What I also might tend to do is, since I found this flyer and I know that this is so what they do with Envato Elements is underneath they'll say similar graphics and templates, and then they basically will show the user, right? So I might want to go and see, is there anything else that this person has done that's a similar look and feel. But we're just going to put something simple up for the time being. I just want to put a little mock-up together. So I won't go too far down that. Let's jump into Adobe Xd. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move that over. Joel, how are you surprised that I mispronounced, you know, I wouldn't know how to pronounce your name? Well, I'm so glad you're here anyway. Let's just jump back here. My music's ran out. What's going on? I'm trying to put on some nice Christmas songs. Nothing too cheesy. All right. Okay. Let's jump back to Adobe Xd. My goodness, you're seeing my mess of screens right now. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm not even going to worry about that background image. I just want to use this space here, okay? But I'm giving you an idea. 960 by 600 is generally what I work with. So I'm just going to do that, 960 by 600. Now we can go to 100. All right. So here I'm going to Adobe Illustrator, and let's see what we can do with this. So I've just literally, actually I've got a little tool that might help you that lets you know exactly what I've clicked. Is that Yes, there you go. So just made a copy of that. I'm going to Adobe Xd. All right. So Jolt says 9 out of 10 people pronounce it very badly. I can imagine. Yeah. Where are you from, Jolt? So there's a few different things that you can do with this. So for example, you could bring it in on it's getting a bit smushed here, right? So what you could do is come here and take that, just that bottom layer, right? And we're just going to do it one step at a time, right? So this is the very bottom layer. Right. Ah, hi Caroline. I'm an educator considering a move to instructional design. Watching a few minutes, then I have to head to work. Definitely continue watching later. Thanks for sharing. No problem. So I'm doing Vlogmas, so I'll be doing this every single day. So I hope it's useful. All right, so jumping back to Illustrator, we're going to get this next layer. And I'll show you what I do when things start getting a bit funky. So let's just move that over. Now, center back. Yeah, so I want a little bit of depth for the trees. And sorry, I keep jumping into the wrong thing. All right, so we've got the tree, and the tree's got a little shadow. So let's bring this over. Actually, let's bring the background over. Okay. Okay. Schultz says, seeing how you start thinking about your design and what tools you use is very useful. Yeah, it's I think it's quite important. You know, you can't just jump into it. And sometimes, well, I think you know, I'm quite happy sharing my process and everything. It's hard when you're starting out. If no one's willing to share how they go around things, it's just mind-blowing. There's something that I'm not liking with this. So if I show you what this is looking like, if I preview this, I don't particularly like those lines. So what I might tend to do is make a gradient here. Now, I know I'm using Adobe Xd, but what's really great is if you do use this for mocking up, you probably have more control over what you do in Adobe, in Articulate Storyline, or whatever your authoring tool is. So you can export these out as PNGs, and then you can animate them, right? So let's maybe make a gradient with this. So we're going to do a linear gradient, and I want it to be kind of darker on that side. Oh yeah, darker on this side. You can kind of do it this way. I'm going to do it like this, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on that dark blue. Okay. And here, I'm actually going to click on this lighter blue. Now, what is going on? All right, so I know what I've done. Okay, so there, I'm gonna go. So I'm quite happy with the gradient. So I'm going to send that to the back. And I'm going to get rid of this. I kind of think that that feels a little bit nicer. So I'm going to go into this and I'm going to grab my tree. Right, here we go. Got a tree. Going to grab the other one. I keep doing this. All right. We're going to bring this one in. And this one. I mean, because we've kind of got a situation where we've got more space here, you can bump these up. But you are creating a template for a slide background now. Yeah, so I'm basically thinking about how we could create a little course for staff on, you know, Christmas party etiquette, for example. So I'm just putting the content in here and then I'll start playing around a little bit with the GUI. So just bringing these things in for the time being. Okay. And I think it's you know, good to know how to edit these templates. I got a lot of people saying I'm you know, I don't even know where to start with templates. So they are really easy to work with. I will make it our own. And I'm going to use some of these kind of things here. So let's just grab the stars. And let's bring those in. Okay, so one thing, oops. So when you're working in Adobe Xd, if you come down here to layers, things like that background will just lock so we can't move it. Okay. And then see the snow. If I stretch this, then the actual snow will get stretched. It looks really rubbish. So what you can do is you can use this repeat grid. Oops. There you go. Yeah, Joel. So I'm just gonna bear with me a second. I'm gonna put this just there so it's behind everything. So Joel is saying the image that you're copy pasting is a vector file. That's right. So that was one of them that I got from Adobe Illustrator. This AI is a vector file. And what's nice is, especially now, programs like Storyline can do SVGs. Now, just like here, if we go in here at 400, there's no pixelation. So it's really, really nice. All right, so we're nearly getting there. We're just going to put the clouds in. And then we'll start playing around a little bit with this. So I don't know why I keep going here. Have you done a lot of work with vectors yourself, Jolt? this one. You know, we're just conceptualizing some ideas with this. I'm just going to zoom in a wee bit. Now, so what do you do when you're building content? Do you create native shapes within the programs, or do you use images more than vectors? Okay, so we're going to play around a little bit with the text. So that's trash hand. And the color we'll bring in as well. Some of the projects I worked on were a bit rushed, so I couldn't spend as much time on building my own things. It's hard. Everything's a rush these days, I feel. So I'm just going to start putting some colors in here. Okay. So if I go to trash hand. And just write test. We're going to put that color, and now I can add that color, and I just want to see what size font was here. 130. Let's go 130. Okay, and we're just playing around a little bit, so I can pop that in. We're also going to just grab the other color of the other font, and that is this one. Okay. Usually use images for backgrounds with gradient rectangles over them, and then then shapes on top. On the top, create the slides, but this is an area which I would like to grow. Okay. We'll see what you think about this, okay? I'm just trying to get my wording right. Staff party etiquette. It could be Christmas party. Do's and oops, don't. Alright, we're just playing around a little bit, And then tagline goes here. Okay. So I want to think a little bit about how we could potentially use this as a little graphical user face and a graphical user interface, and how we might apply a menu to this. So I'm taking away the border and I'm just going to here add in my, so Jolt's saying, do you do most of the design in Adobe and use Storyline just to add interaction animation? Yeah, generally. What I do when I create in Storyline, for example, is I strip out all the native functionality. And in doing that, I can create everything from scratch. So, for example, we'll create a mock-up, a little menu and everything for this, okay? So let's just chuck one of these over here as well. Okay. Christmas party do's and don'ts. We're going to use red as our red is going to be our kind of hero color. We're going to just grab some icons. So let's go to let's go to what's going to be the best thing to do. No. You know when you think about something you can't remember it. Just bear with me a moment. I know what I'm looking for. Font awesome. So font awesome. So I want a menu. Jumping around a little bit. What I want is some SVGs. What I generally do though is I use Font Awesome as a font. So in Storyline I can type, have I got Font Awesome here? Yeah. But for some reason you can't add glyphs to these, so I'm just going to look for Font Awesome. Materials is good as well, but I'm just going to look for okay, so I want menu. can pull this through as a SVG. So let's just do that. Where did I just put that? Okay, so I'm just going to drag that off my desktop. Drag that here. I'm going to use these as our back and next buttons. So I'm going to come back here and I want to go here and look for an icon like this. How do you make sure the size is going to be good for storyline? So I'm actually creating this the same size that I would make my artboard in storyline. That's 960 by 600. So I know that when I save all of these elements, they're going to work perfectly for storyline. But you can do this natively. It's just I'm on a Mac and I'm just going to keep things simple. But I am struggling a wee bit with this. So I'll use generally fonts. So I'm just eyeballing this. I'm going to make that white. So that's how I generally do this. And I'm going to, so this is my first page. And all I've done is I've just literally copied that now. So this might be the introduction to the what the module is about. So let's maybe get rid of some of this stuff. Okay. So bring him incense, gold and myrrh, so there's a few things that I'll. Okay, we'll use hotspots to create triggers for the buttons. Yeah. So, for example, this one here, right? Let me just group this together. Oops. I'm just going to group that. Now if I'm prototyping this, I can just do that. So right now, that's it jumping over. The same when I do the menu will trigger, we'll create a menu in a few minutes. So, but for the time being, we've got a landing page, okay? We've got this one jumping over here. We can also do a hover state. So if I go back to design and I go over to, now this has been a little while since I've used this. I don't need to say thank you. You're very welcome. That's all good. Okay, so what we might do here is, since this snow's a bit blue, and that's fine, is I might just make a little box up here. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to have a little bit of fun with it. And this is where... this is a benefit of using storyline. This is a benefit of mocking up here instead of storyline, because you are a little bit restricted with making shape sizes. So let me just go to this little icon here. I can start manipulating shapes a little bit. Now all I'm doing here is I'm making sure that these are round, so they don't look, you know, like sharp. Oops. Let me just go back one. Right. So see, that's a sharp one, but see if I do it like this. So I'm basically making something that's a bit of a different shape. Take some of these points away. Okay, it's not look quite the way I want it, but that's okay. Going on here. I want it to look kind of snowy. Well, the music is Epidemic Sounds. So I'm playing this smooth jazz Christmas. I love Christmas music. keep going. Okay. Now, this was in the middle, wasn't it? I just want to make sure that these are centered. And let's just have a quick look at this. Okay. As an XD user, do you think you'll be giving the new Captivate a go when it launches? Seems to follow a similar design language and UI. Stream Beats also do great Christmas songs. I know I really like Harris Heller. I've been following him for quite a while. He's got you know, he's the one behind Stream Beats and oh, what is it? Alpha Gaming. Yeah, I don't know about Captivate, to be honest. I know that you've been a massive, not an advocate, but I've certainly been watching your videos and you've spoken a bit about Captivate. What I find really hard with Captivate is, so, okay. Oops. If I go good examples of Captivate, of Adobe. God, I can't type today. I mean, I don't really ever see anything that inspires me. I mean, this stuff looks horrific. Yes, it's going to be really interesting, isn't it? I mean, I don't want to build stuff like this, so, and even that, like, kill me now, show me, try me, test me. And I know it's a blank canvas. You can do anything with it. Actually, this was quite a good example. This was, I'm pretty sure eLearning Brothers did that. I don't think there is an example. No, that's right. That's right. Yeah, so I'm really, it's going to be really interesting to see what they've done that's different. I think, and that's why I spend so much time in Evolve rather than, you know, Storyline, rather than Storyline right now, because the fact that I can have something fully responsive and it's so easy to develop in. Oh God, what am I doing? Just trying to fix this corner here. Yeah, so it's going to be really, really interesting to see what they do with it. Okay, so I'm just creating a little snowy kind of top there. I'm going to go about this course. I think this year seen a massive uptake in Evolve and Adapt. Great to see web-based tools getting love. Yeah, absolutely. I really, like, I can't believe that, you know, Storyline, it's taken so long, so many years to get this far. So I'm just trying to find my, what, the font? Oh no, I want some more Lorem Ipsum. Let's just pop some in. I don't want that. I'm gonna do it something like Avenir. What? Okay, I'm gonna make that. How's your conference and everything going, Tom? How's the planning of everything? I sent a thing to you. Oh, let's put some more music on. So I'm just gonna do it a little bit like that. So another thing that you can do is make sure you're using, make sure that you're using guides so everything's consistent. Okay, so I'm just gonna make this I have a horrible phobia of odd numbers. Let's go, what was that, 60, 60. Shaping up well, glad to have you on the roster. You never got back to me. Very exciting last week. We hit the point of selling 300 t-shirts. Awesome. Sounds good. So what I'm going to do with this button is I'm literally just going to take that. Oops. I wanted both of it. Okay. We're going to do something a little bit different. I mean, the whole point here is, I suppose, just letting you guys see that you can do different things. So where's that at? 135. It's all Outlook's fault. So I'm going to grab a couple of trees here. It's just so nice that you can just sit and move this stuff around. Okay, so we've just got some nice little I thought I lost you guys there for a minute. So here I'm in the prototype mode. I'm going back. Here I'm going forward. This one going back. And this one I'm going to go back to the start. So just looking at this. Next. Okay, I can go back. Next. Right. So we've got about this course. Let's try and do a menu. Actually, let's just see if we can, oops, go back to design mode. I want to I always forget how to do stuff in this. All I'm trying to do here is just give this a little bit of a different look. It has been a little while since I've used this. Now, let's see. I want to do the menu. I'm trying to remember how to do it in here. You know, when you know Storyline, you're just like, oh, just, you know. And anyway, I didn't want to boot it up with my PC and have the Mac and the PC going. All right, so this is going to be about this course. And this will be, let's just go wrap up. Let's also do something else. type. I wish I hadn't kind of done this now. Now one. I need a reminder. Drag a wire to connect to artboards. You can also transition between components and component states. Auto animate. God, it's been a while since I've done this. Might be something that I need to do in the next session. Showing you how you can actually auto animate. I mean, really this is about building a graphical user interface. So in the meantime, let's just make these components. Okay, so we've got that as a component. That's the other. So this is going to be next, and this is going to be previous. This is going to be a menu component. And this is going to be a component. You can actually do a component with words. And what that's basically doing is, oops, means you can just drag it in. And if you don't want it to be a component that you change once. What's this? I wish I hadn't done this now. This could have easily been an industry catchphrase. I know I say it more often with my clients that I feel comfortable. I know. Tell me about it. I just thought this would be easy to do mock-ups. Ungroup component, that's what you do. So if you're wanting to make changes to one, you can just do an ungroup. So see the green one. So let me show you. So if I grab in a next component there, that is the connected component. And the beauty of this is, let's say I went like this. I'll show you here. Oh, I thought it would connect up. Oh. Anyway, doesn't matter. I obviously need to learn Adobe Xd better with this stuff. So here we go. We've got a nice, simple Christmas party. You can have a lot of fun with this stuff. You know, let's say you want to make little buttons. I mean, it's just a very silly little example, but these are things that I believe are easier for you to do in mocking it up like this than doing it in Storyline, especially if you've got something like this with quite weird shapes. And also just getting the spacing of everything right. Okay. Oops. You know, so it'd be likely that if I was animating this stuff in, and I'll try and do this maybe tomorrow, how you can animate things and thinking about the logical order of animating things. So for me, I would, even if, you know, forget it that I'm mocking it up in this, but I should be able to, certainly in Storyline, I'd be animating these clouds so they are very, very slowly just scrolling in the background. There might be some stars that I'm... Oh, Jolt's saying, how do you make the keyboard shortcut appear on your screen? You mean when I do this? I'm using a program that is called... Keycaster. I'll show you. I don't think it was very expensive. Yeah, so where have I got it? Here. Was that it? Yeah. Okay, so I can choose basically the size of everything, and I could have I don't want to update it. I can choose as well what I want to have shown, so I don't want every keystroke. I just want the major things that I'm doing. Yeah, it's pretty good. I believe there's other ones for Windows that you can use. And again, it's things like that that I think are quite nice for a client for learners. It's obviously too late. It is, what time is it now? Nearly 1 a.m. So I'll wrap this up. What I might do is just do a couple of last things. So I'm just going to go title goes here. So these are the names of the buttons. But this was really all about just showing you guys how to take some different assets and how you can make your own graphical user interface. And you know, I could even, actually, I'm just going to duplicate this whole thing so I don't have to do it twice. Yeah, and what's nice is you can basically, we'll take this through the next few days, animating this, adding enhancements to it, but certainly there is a logical order of how I would bring this in. I would potentially have the snow appear from the bottom and the sky fade in, the stars appear, these trees appear as well with the snow, these clouds scrolling across the sky, and you can even do I need to work out how to do hover states. It's so weird. I've done it before though. I'm just going to do it while I'm with you. So I'm going to go hover state Xd. How to create a micro interaction. Hover effects. I don't really have 5 minutes. Let's see. Create your button. Toggle button, yes. Where's that? Drag the hover state button on top of the default state. Really? Okay, we can give that a whirl. So if I go like that, and then I want to make that the same blue. Let's just do that. Now you've found it with two states, default and hover. Okay. We're all learning together, aren't we? Right, so if we go to prototype, that, type. Where's the state? Oh, well, I need to learn more. So we'll leave it at that, guys. So that's what we've done. We've made a very simple mock-up. It's a bit boring, but that's okay. We'll bring it to life. We'll do some simple animation. So what we've basically seen is we've gone from this poster that's given us a little bit of inspiration. Maybe this is another thing we can bring in. To use maybe for the tagline. And what we'll do is we will continue this tomorrow, and we'll animate. Hopefully, I'll have a better grasp over Adobe Xd. But that's been 2 hours, I think. How long has this been on? Oh, an hour and a half. So I hope you've enjoyed it. We've had quite a few people tuning in. Oh, loving your work. Loving your work. We'll have to jump on a live chat at some point. Yeah, so I'm doing Vlogmas every day. Going to do something different. If there's things that you want to know about, let me know, and I'll put some time in to show you. I'm going to put a bit of an agenda so you can see everything that I'm doing, and I'm happy to share all of my resources as well for you guys. I'll upload them into the Learning Pro Live community. And yeah, I'm loving being in the Christmas spirit, because here in Australia, it's just weird. I'm so jealous of Tom. And where are you, Jolt, at the moment? I'm sure he'll answer in a minute. But I find it so weird here that it's so warm and Christmas is going to be sweltering. But I can't complain. It's all good. Anyway, as always, thank you very much for tuning in. And I should turn this music off, actually. There you go. Thank you very much for tuning in. And I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.